dream is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Thank you for the hat. Thank you for the hats. Thank you for the hats. Good morning, Sideways. Captain Sideways, here we go. Thank you for the hat. Apparently my camera's hanging on by a thread. Thank you so much for the lurks, man. Happy to have you here. Patrick, thank you for the hats. Thank you for the bonus hat. Let's get a second hat. Let's get this thing going. Smab, so great to see you. Have a beautiful lurk, my friend. Why is this? Is my monitor tilted? What's happening here? Maybe my room is sideways. Thank you so much for the hats. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Why can't I get my room to be the right angle? What's happening here? What's going on? What in tarnations? There we go. There we go. How we do? Feels like it's the other lopsided the other way now. See, this is why you don't just start streaming in the middle of the day. Got to take your time in the morning to get yourself set up. I got sawdust all over me again. Been doing sawdusting. Your room is tilted. I know. I was like, I need to get my house. I need to get a level in here for my house. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you be in the world. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Sunday morning, almost afternoon. We got a few minutes before it's afternoon here. Coming at you live from a bunker deep in the heart of the southwestern United States. Came in and rearranged the tilt of the shelves when you were asleep. Smab, you and Clayman. Clayman was watching me sleep. Clayman says he's watching me sleep. Well, I said no comment, but I'm on to you, Clayman. You know too much about my dreams to have not been watching me sleep. Smab coming in, adjusting my shelves. Clayman hovering over me while I sleep. I thought I saw him. He was the look. Perfect. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. We're out here promoting Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam for great good. We're trying to get people learning and coding and growing something new. Something new. Don't have to be coding. You could be learning, just doing some art infinitani. Congratulations on your number one. I'm excited to check out your portals. We're going to look at your portal implementation here in just a moment to give it a play test. Give it a little play. Give it a little titillating play there. See how it goes. See what it does. See what it do. Clayman, it's wonderful to have you. Code Monk, as always. Welcome back, my friend. We're here with our JD Does Dev mug. Somebody clipped that. I'm not on PC. Too bad. Too bad, so sad. Now I got away with it. Dram, welcome back to the stream. Mary Katz, thank you so much for suggesting that escape room game last night. I can't wait to play it. Haven't had a chance to look at it just yet. You can clip on mobile. Yeah, the clipping on mobiles, from what I hear, is not that great. Patrick, welcome in. Tomfoolery, I would like to thank you so deeply, Tomfoolery. Thank you for being here today. Tomfoolery, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Folks, what are we going to do? We're Godoting. But before we do that, don't forget to join Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. Coming up, folks. It's coming up. I keep meaning to pin this. Learn Game Jam. Let me just do this because the pins are always lame. Game Jam, link, boom, pin it forever. 4, 5, ever. There we go. Nice and pinned up there. Folks, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Captain Coder's Learn Your Game Jam coming up. We got a sponsor. So folks, I have some exciting news. We had $750 in prizes. Now we got $950 in prizes. There's going to be 5 $50 giveaways. There's going to be 2 $250 giveaways, and there's going to be 3 $100 giveaways. So it's just piling up. Cash prizes. Pawn up. I have more info on that coming soon, but I'm so excited that we have ourselves a sponsor for this game jam. Incredible stuff. Thank you guys so much for being so awesome. That's right, Infinitani. That's right, Pog, faux show. That's a big old Pog. All right, Infinitani, let's take a look here. Tani, let's go into our Discord here. Tani sharing the hard work that he's put in here for our Mechanically Challenged. I know Mechanically Challenged might feel like it's on the back burner a little bit, but this month's Mechanically Challenged is to do portals. And Infinitani has got us. He wants us to check it out real quick, get some feedback on the portals. Let's click Run Game here. We're gonna run it. We're gonna test it. From the videos I've seen, it's looking good. It's looking good. So if you guys are interested, don't forget about Mechanically Challenged, where you can learn how. You need to get to this platform. Don't tell me what I need to do. Don't tell me what I need to do. Always tell me what I need to do. Siler, welcome into the stream. Tawny, is this your first 3D game? Is this your first 3D stuff? I love that you did the model and stuff. It's connected to this portal down here. That's awesome. What were your thoughts on doing 3D stuff? Okay. WASD to move. Your mouse to look around. Move your mouse. My mouse doesn't move. Press R. Okay. R. When your crosshair glows blue, it indicates that you can shoot a portal. Left click to shoot. R to reset the scene. Okay. Click. Clack. Clack. Yo, look at that. Look, there I am. What happens if I... Ooh. What if I... Oh, hang on. Portal back down here. How to... Oh. I'm so confused. So, every 2 shots is a new set of portals. Is that right? All right, reset the scene. Want to try something. There. There. Can I jump? Is there a jump button? There is. Whee! That... Oh, can I not go through that way? Oh, not yet. Not yet. Okay. Okay. So I can do this. Let me reset. All right. So that type of portal doesn't work yet. So I have a question. If I only go part way through the port, I see. I teleport immediately. Instant teleportation. So one thing that I was trying to figure out in my own implementation is how do I get it so I can go halfway through a portal? How can I go halfway through a portal? So yours forces the teleport on the player, right? So if I put a portal here and a portal here, I can't partially. That was interesting. There's an interesting. There you go. All right, reset the scene. Just trying. Look, just so you know, I'm trying to break it. I'm trying to break it. So I hope you don't mind me trying to break it. All right, so I can't actually put a portal on that wall there. Over here. And also break in 100 different ways. Right. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, I need to jump into that portal. Okay, try putting portals on portals. Portals on portals. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. It's like looking in a mirror. Oh, the game is really slowing down now. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Whee! There I go. Into the abyss. All right, let's come up here. I think I'm trying to get into that portal down there is what seems to be the case. All right, can I fall? There we go. Press N to move to the next sandbox. Portals that are far away are disabled from rendering to save resources. This option can be disabled. Okay. End. Next sandbox here. When your crosshair grows orange, it indicates that you can grab an object. Left click to grab / leave, right click to throw. Okay, so left click to grab, right click to throw. Press R to reset. Got it. No lack of instructions. Goodbye. Look how strong I am. I'm like the Hulk. And it's gone. You can scroll up and down on the mouse wheel to adjust the position of the grabbed object. Okay. Press F to spawn a small throwable cube. All objects can teleport when thrown, given they fit inside of a portal. Okay. So I can scroll in and out. I can throw it. F. Give me that portal. Or that box. All right. Oh, dropped it through. What am I doing here? We can throw it here. Holy cannoli! 2 nerdy nerds. Ba ba ba. Thank you so much for rating me today. Today we got 2 nerdy nerds. Ba ba ba. Raiding into the captain stream. You know, you're great. You're grand. 2 nerdy nerds. How the heck have you been? How was your... Oh, what? Shout out 2 nerdy nerds. Why didn't that happen? There you go, folks. Be sure to give some love to the two nerdy nerds. If you're not over there watching them, Godot Wild, you're missing out. You're missing out. Thank you for the hat. Let's get a hat on this stack. Flavius, thank you for the hat. Let's get a hat added to the stack here. Boom. Boom. Easy. Thank you for the hat. Hope you guys had a beautiful stream. Two nerdy nerds. Bernardo. Thank you for the hat. Thank you for the hat. This one's just for you. Just for you. There you go. Thank you for the hat. Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. I hope you're having a beautiful day. For anyone who's new here, I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming full-time, Monday through Friday. It's my full-time job. 50V1, 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for the follow. And Kiss V, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Folks, we're out here promoting Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. I can tell you, Mars 90, Mars 90. Ba, ba, ba. Thank you for the double raid. Mars 90, two nerdy nerds. Thank you guys so much for the raid. Folks, if you guys don't know who I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is Captain Coder. And we're hosting Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam coming up in 9 days, 19 hours, 6 minutes, 54 seconds. June 19th, be there. Or be a square. $950 in prizes, folks. $950 in prizes. I mean, this video's a little old, but we're gonna have this guy tell you all about it. This guy knows a little bit more than I do about it. Listen up. I'm going to tell you a little story. Hello and welcome to Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator, and Captain Coder wants you to learn something new about game dev, whether it's your first time programming, whether it's the first time doing pixel art, whether it's the first time making music, whether it's the first time working on a team. I want you to learn something new, because in this community, we learn and code and grow together as a crew. In this game jam, the goal isn't to make the best game possible. The goal is to learn as much as possible, and I believe you can do it. And when you submit a game to this game jam, you are encouraged to also submit a devlog, blog, or vlog describing the resources you used, what you learned, and how others can utilize it. That said, just by submitting a devlog, vlog, or blog, you are entered to win $50. We're going to be doing 5 drawings here. 5 unique people will win $50 just by learning something new and sharing it with the community. Additionally, myself and 2 other guest judges will be reviewing all of the devlog, vlogs, or blogs to see which one we think is the most educational, and one beautiful person is going to win $250, and it could be you just for learning something. So join the Discord, check us out on Twitch, and we hope you have a wonderful time with this game jam. I hope you guys have a wonderful time with the game jam. I can't wait for it to happen.
You in the back.
This game jam
Pay
is coming
attention.
up in just a few days. This video is a little outdated, so let me tell you the truth. There will be 5 $50 giveaways just for participating, sharing what you learned. Biggs, I'm so excited to hear about your RenPy stuff. Also, there's going to be $950 in prizes total, 2 grand prizes, $250 each for the most educational award, and then there will be 3 runner-up prizes of $100. So there's $950 prizes total for this game jam. $250 just given away, just for joining, just for submitting, telling us what you learned. I'm so excited for it. If I miss something, let me know. 2 nerdy nerds, thank you so much for the raid. Mars 9T, thank you so much for the raid. Let's see if we can get a shout out to Mars 9T as well. Mars, what were you working on in your stream? Tell us all about it if you can. Feel free to drop any links you want us to take a look at. We were talking about Learn Your Game Jam. Infinitani is making a portal for Mechanically Challenged. So we're sort of looking at this here, giving a little bit of feedback on it itself. Not looking at the code yet, but just looking at the gameplay, giving some feedback. If you're interested in looking at Mechanically Challenged, be sure to check it out there. 1 second, folks. Give me just a moment. I got to do something here. Bum, 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 bum. Thank you so much for the follows as well, everyone who's here. Granger73, Kiss, 5 o'clock. What a great set of names. Granger, oh Granger. Welcome to the family. Today we got Kiss V, oh Kiss V. Thank you for following me today and 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 50B110CK. I got it. I almost got it. Thank you guys so much for the follow. So happy to have you guys here on this beautiful day. This beautiful Sunday. We're out here. We're Godoting. We're checking out Infinitani's implementation here of this. Do you grab from the bottom of the hat stack or the top? I have a hat heap that I add to the top of the stack here. So there's a heap of hats waiting to be put onto our hat stack. All right, so is there an objective in this area, Tani? Just checking. Is there an objective? Press F to spawn an object. I can put this here. And then we can put one here. Now we can go through the wall, which is kind of weird to look at and watch. We're looking at portals. Yeah, this is Tani's. Tani wanted us to check it out, wanted some feedback on their implementation. We're not looking at code yet because that would be a little bit too early, but we're just checking it out, seeing what we can break. To answer your question, I've had experience with 3D and Unity, and Godot is pretty easy to understand. It's just the usage of bases instead of quaternions, that a curved ball, but they're easy to use once you get used to them. Gotcha. We're on you right now. Here's how it's going. Beej, you can blame Moodness for that one. Very, very cool. Tani, this is great. This is really, really fun. I want the one thing that I want the portals to not keep stacking when I use them. This is cool. So we can throw it through and then pick it back up. And then you can throw it through. And then you can pick it back up. And then we could run through it. Marcy, been working on my observation duty-like game. Tried to build early playtest demo today at the end, but something seemed not to include properly. Needed to continue offline tomorrow. Gotcha. Have a beautiful day. Hoping to have it on. Okay, I thought you said you had it. I'm gonna have it on itch tomorrow. Very cool. Very cool. When you're ready, feel free to send us a link on it on Discord or even on the stream anytime. Anytime you want to share stuff here, Mars9T, you're welcome to. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Deep Space Renegade, so glad you're back with us on this beautiful day. Thank you all so much for being here for the raid, for all the fun stuff here. Tani, this is looking good. The feedback essentially that I have for you is one thing I would expect is the ability to step halfway through a portal, right? So you're placed in the portal. Being able to step halfway through is going to be a tricky one. With the force operation, it will stay the same way. What is a work in progress, though, is a copy of the player mesh coming out of the other portal and vice versa. Cool. That's essentially how I would plan to do it, is it's a copy of the object and it mimics the input, right? It mimics it. Basically, it's going to mimic when one of them, I'm going to make one in mine. The idea is one of them has a rigid body, one of them doesn't. And when the other one moves in its physics update, it actually moves the other one in the correct way based on how it is through the mirror. That's sort of, yeah, exactly. That's the idea I have on mine. We've got Long Live Spartacus. Long live Spartacus. Welcome to the stream. Today we have Long Live Spartacus, following the Captain Coder. Long live Spartacus. What a great name. Spartacus, I hope you're having a beautiful day. All right, folks. Tani, nice work so far. I'm looking forward to the rest. I hope that feedback was somewhat helpful. There's some glitchy stuff to work out. But, overall, nice start. And executable because the web link, yeah, you can make it executable. The final one, you'll probably share the whole project, and I'll just load it into Godot directly, right? Don't expect me to sing like that, Mars9T says. It's okay. Look, no one expects me to sing like this either. Tani, nice work. We are, all right, so in the spirit of learning new things, I've been learning Godot, GD script in particular, Godot GD script. This is what we have so far. We've built a little tiny platformer. Our enemies, oh, my controls are weird. Oh yeah, I was trying to use my mouse here. So I have a little tofu guy can move. Our enemies are gonna kill us if they bump him. Cam has been grinding on A-Sprite. I didn't make these. These are the Tofu Man, open source Tofu Man game assets. But we learned how to use tile maps. I gotta make these spikes work. So things to do, make spike work. Make these guys, I'm gonna make this guy walk on top of the spike. I need to make it so make gravity a little bit better. Oh, you can kill these guys. That's right. You can boop, got them. We can go get them. Go get them. So we got some platformer-esque stuff happening in here. So we built out a little level like this. Pretty cool stuff. So I've been learning quite a bit. Your Discord said playing A-Sprite for Assault Arts because it's open. Is it even open? Do I have A-Sprite? A-Sprite's not even open. Why is that? Oh, it was open yesterday. I was cropping stuff out. I did for like a solid hour. It was probably on there for more than an hour. It's on there probably for a really long time. So I opened it in the morning and then didn't close it until this morning, like a whole day later. So probably said I was grinding on it. No, I did open it to, I was thinking about editing these sprites, but I didn't. I was considering editing these sprites, but I did not. Okay. What I would like to do, notice this enemy is, it will just keep walking in that direction. I want to get it so that this enemy will not walk off the edge of a platform. So if it's going in a direction and it reaches the end of a platform, I want it to turn around. Right now, if it runs into something, it turns around, but I want to make it so if it gets to the edge, it's going to go and turn around. There's several ways we could do this. I think I'm going to use a ray cast to do it. So in front of the enemy's just going to say, hey, is there floor in front of me? If there is not, it's going to change directions, go the other way. So on my enemy here, so I'm going to go into my enemy node. My enemy node, we have a patrolling AI behavior. So this AI behavior says, when it bumps into something, turn around. I'm going to create another AI behavior. It's not on ground, but raycast probably works better. So the problem with not on ground is I think it would walk off, right? So I think it would walk off before detecting, because it is actually still on the ground until it actually falls off. Is that not the case? So my plan is to have a raycast just off this very far edge and this very far edge, or really I only need it off the front because it's going to flip and it'll know which direction to turn on. So maybe one on the left, one on the right, I'm not sure, but based on its direction, we could have it flip. So I'm going to create a new script here, specifically for my enemy. Oh, that's interesting. Why is this in the wrong? Oh, I'm scared to delete that. I have 2 copies of this. I'm not sure which one's being used. Let's delete this one and see how sad we are. Does my game still work? It does. I think we deleted the right one. Just look at that menacing meanie. Yeah, this is the meanie beanie. I'm calling this guy a meanie beanie. Let's create a script here. And this script is going to be a turnaround at, turnaround patrol at end of ground. What would you call the thing where it walks to the end and it will turn around and patrol back and forth? Maybe I should keep it on the patrol script, patrolling AI behavior. Maybe I put it there. This one is almost like when it bumped into something, it turned around. Turn around. Oh man, I'm struggling to come up with a good name for us. Here, maybe ChatGPT will help us out. Here, let's see if ChatGPT does anything good. Don't fall.gd. I am writing a script. Writing a script for an enemy AI. The enemy will stay on a platform by turning around when it reaches the end. What would be a good name for this script? Come on, script. You might want to have it just have the logic for bumping and turning around and then moving it to the patrolling script. I do have the logic for bumping around. How about Sentinel Shuffle? The Sentinel Shuffle, that's a terrible one. Can you use raycast to detect players so you can have them like jump at them? Absolutely, we could do something like that. This is why I'm keeping it separate. You might have different enemies doing different things, and that's why I put the patrolling AI here. ChatGPT fails us once again. Terrible name. Give 10 more possible names. That one was not so good. Let's see what it says here. Platform Patroller. Ooh, Platform Patroller is not bad. Perimeter Pacer, Rampart Roamer, Boundary Beholder, the Circuit Sentry, Patrol Pivot. I like Platform Patrol. platform patrol feels good. Ask for direct names. Sorry, I meant like ISS. It's possible not that trying to backseat. No, backseat's absolutely well here. It's absolutely possible as part of the patrolling. So the patrolling is just misnamed, I think. Patrolling has it bumped. This should try not be called patrolling. This should probably be called like bumping behavior. And honestly, patrolling platform behavior, naming things is ridiculously hard in my mind. I can also imagine creating one where I can like specify the path it takes. I don't know. It is two different things. It's two different behaviors. One of them has them turn around when it bumps into something. One of them has it turns around if it's about to fall off. We could include edge detection is good. I'd call it flip on bump. This one, flip on bump behavior. I like flip on bump behavior. Here is where I'm stuck. Someone help me. Tell me if this is possible. Is there a rename? There's no refactor. There's no refactor here. There's no refactor symbol in this editor, which is really sad. Flip on no floor. Control R. Control R. It's a search and replace. Excuse me. That's not refactored. That replace in every file where the word patrolling AI comes through. Rename in all files. All right. Does that rename the scripts the things that it's attached to? I know I only have it on one thing right now, right? So I only have it on the enemy here. Would it rename this node? Infinitime, so I use VS Code. Hang on real quick. I gotta clear my throat. Hang on, sorry. Sorry about that. I got a crazy tickle in my throat. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to. I only have this one thing using it right now. It's just one complaint I kind of have about GD script and Godot right now. One area where I have found it would be really nice to have. It's like a nice to have feature. It's not a need to have. I can deal with this. I can do a rename. I'm pretty sure I'm only using this in this one spot anyway. But it's kind of annoying that if I go to rename this, I don't get any errors until runtime, right? So there's one little thing here with it. Let's rename this turn on bump behavior. Okay. Let's rename this file. Turn on bump behavior. Okay, and now this patrolling AI. Let's rename you to turn on bump behavior. It's just a nice to have. It doesn't have. We don't have to have it. It's just one of those things that would be nice to have. It won't give me. Why would it throw an error on runtime? If I was referencing this node in my, all right, so say I had another script. Say I had a script over here that was referencing it. This would, and then I changed this here. Other name. This will fail. This will fail, yeah. So it's one, like, you know, just saying there are times. Mars, hang on. Let we're no political debates here today. There are but Mars 9T, can your C# do this? Can your C# do this? Let me show you what we can't do with C#. Let me show you. So here's that one thing that's really cool about GD script. Let me add some coins in here. I got a coin. Let's add some coins, some coinage in here. A couple more coins. Okay. Can your C# do this? Can your C# do this? Right now, my code is set up. When I get the coin, I get one coin. Prismo, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. All right, so I do this. Now in my coin script, I set this to 7. Press save. Watch this. Oh, I didn't have to recompile. I didn't have to reload. Score 1 for GD script. There we go. Teach me Godot, please. I'm learning Godot myself, Prismo, but welcome. So if you want to learn with me right now, that's sort of the process I'm going through. I'm trying to encourage people to learn something new. We have a game jam coming up, so I hope you'll consider joining it. And you win by learning in this game jam. It's not about making the best game possible, it's about learning as much as possible. So that's something that's super cool in Godot, is that I think it's because they're interpreted. At runtime, we can change it. They're dynamically typed as well. Okay. So it wasn't too hard to change that one thing there. I'm only using it in one place. You're making a 3D platformer game. Very cool. Very cool. How long have you been working on it? I'm here to learn. I'm here to suck up all the learnings. Good. Dynamically typed. Your favorite. Look. Yeah, I was surprised how much I like Lua. There's some things about dynamically typed type. For what it's for me, I would still prefer C#, but I still use GCF for games. For web builds until the support for C#. Sire, I'm a big fan, as you know, of C#, but I'm trying to give GDScript a fair shake. Editor could store that for C# hot reload. It could, but it doesn't. It could, but it doesn't. That said, maybe it will someday. All right. Do you have a Discord so I can show it? Yeah, go join the Discord. You can drop it into the shared channel. So there's several shared channels. There's a forum one, and there's there's one specific. It's just like chatting that you could share it in as well. All right. Cyril, Syra. So I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sir Alex Grimm. Easy pronounce. I got it first try. Sir Alex Grimm. How you doing on this beautiful Sunday now, Sir Alex Grimm? Thank you for following me. Sir Alex Grimm, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome aboard. Okay. So I was in the process of trying to name a file, and I'm terrible at the naming of the files. Really, I should create a new folder here called enemy behaviors. Enemy behavior. Let's move things into the enemy to behavior here. Just so we have it. Stomp, enemy attack behavior. Nope. Sloped. Nope. Too many. Turn on bump behavior. Here we go. Turn on bump behavior. There's like a bunch, like organization is tough here. Organization, I'm having trouble with it. Deep Space Renegade. Have you met Renegade? They're deep space in it all day, you know. Deep Space Renegade, you're cool, you're grand, you're great. Thank you for following. Thank you for the follow, Deep Space Renegade. All right, so this one we're gonna call our platform patrol behavior. And the platform patrol behavior, the way it is going to work is it's going to, when it reaches the edge of a platform, it's going to turn around and go back the other way. No worries, my friend, it's easy. I do that all the time. There's several people I go like, wait, how am I not following you? It's so easy to miss it. It's so easy to miss it. The way I plan to do this, let's go to my character here. Let's close view. I want to add in, it's going to add in I got to give it, hang on. I'm learning the ways. Let's give it a class name. Class name, platform patrol behavior. Okay. Let's add this in. Platform patrol behavior. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it, Prismu. We will, so I do a community showcase most months, the third Saturday. The next one will be on July 20th. So I hope you'll plan on coming by then, and you can even post it to have it show us there. It's on the Discord for now. I'm not going to check it out right now because I'm working on my Godot here, but maybe later in the day we can check it out. But definitely on the showcase, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Just because we have so many people, it'd be really hard. I get a little bit too distracted, but I do want to say I absolutely want to check it. Thank you so much for sharing it. Gotcha. Yeah, so just keep coming back. We'll probably take a look at it at some point. And definitely on July 20th if we don't get to it before then. Did that just create a custom node? It did. Look at that. Platform. So if your script has a class name, you can find it when you go to add a node. All right, so I'm using this to create components, behaviors that I can attach to things. And now on my enemy, what I want to have on my enemy, oh, wrong node here, enemy here. I want my enemy to, let me think here, have 2 ray casts. Or one ray cast. It doesn't have to be 2. Let me close these other ones. I only care about this platform control behavior. Close others. Tell me, what do you think about making free course for 3D modeling? I know nothing about 3D modeling. In fact, for Captain Coder's Learning a Game Jam, my goal is going to be to do some 3D modeling and learn about rigging 3D models probably in Unity, but I might try and do it in Godot as well. Push myself a little bit out of my comfort zone. So June 19th, be sure to check that out. We'll be having a lot of fun with Learn You a Game Jam coming up in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. So on my enemy, I'm gonna add in a ray cast. I'm gonna add a ray cast. And the ray cast is gonna be out on the edge here. And I'm gonna call this ground check, platform check raycast 2D, like this. So we know it's a platform check. We're gonna learn 3D model eventually. I've been putting it off. Well, it's 2 weeks long, so if your finals are, you don't have to participate, but we hope you will. You don't have to participate. So we're just gonna put this out here in front of him. So when he reaches the edge there, and we probably can just pull this up a hair. Doesn't have to be this long. And there's no ground. He'll go and turn around. You're teaching low poly, hard surface modeling, and sculpting all in 60 days. Oh, you're creating a class. Oh, that's super cool. Can you tell me what to do? What do you think about making it? Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think sharing resources on how to do things is always an awesome thing to do. Yeah, when it's ready, share it on our Discord also. I'm sure there are plenty of people there that could get some use out of it. Let's check out our script now. So I'm gonna take our platform check and I'm gonna bring it into my script here. Okay, so we have our platform check. This is going to tell us whether or not we're hitting something. Okay, and I need to make it, hang on. It really should only care about ground. So I have a thing called terrain. So it's only gonna care about terrain. Okay. And my idea is, if we're on the ground, so I also need to get the character body. I need to get the character body in here. Oops, I have too many things selected. That was weird. Go away this. How do I toggle that side? Close, toggle script panel. Come on. Okay, so we have our character body, we have our platform raycast character body, like this. Character body, and we're gonna call this platform check raycast, like that. I've been in game dev for a long time. I've been doing it for about 2 years. Not super long. I'd say not super long. I've been programming for a really long time, Sir Alex. Though I've been programming a super long time, 28 years. But I've been doing game dev for about 2, and I fiddled in. I've made a lot of games before that, but I've really only been, in the last 2 years, I've really focused on learning a lot about game dev. My students requested it. So I teach at a school for ages 10 to 14. And my students, I mostly teach C#, and I had a student basically say, would you teach a Unity class? And I said, let me think about it. All of my previous experience with Unity were like really negative. And so I decided, let me give Unity a fair shake. Let me see if I can learn it and turn it into a class on object-oriented programming. And I kind of, I don't want to say fell in love with Unity, but I got really inspired by my use in Unity. Been game deving for 4. You followed your Brax 2 in 2020. Nice. Tony, you got you're one up on me there. So we got our character body. All right, so let's add a type in here. Character body 2D. And this one is a raycast 2D, like that. What we want to do is I want to say in our physics process, I want to check if I'm on the ground. So I'm not gonna, if I fall off something or get knocked back or something, I don't want to, if I'm not on the ground, it's going to just start switching back and forth super fast. So I want to say if character body dot is on floor like this, and I guess I'm not sure if I have to do the raycast first. So if we're on the floor, then I'm gonna do a raycast. Platform check raycast. I'm gonna rename this. I'm just gonna call it platform raycast. Okay, platform raycast. Yeah, I've seen there's some great Godot. From what I've heard, the videos on Godot that Brackies is doing are fantastic. I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard really good things. I see. I've been learning game dev off and on since 2018 maybe, but of course I've been focusing more on it since starting uni. Gotcha. Very cool. Sir Alex, have you made anything? Have you published anything? iRad, great to see you folks. If you guys don't know iRad Dev, incredible streamer, game developer extraordinaire, expert at all things expertisable. In fact, expert at making people mods. Folks, if you guys want to go be a mod, go check out iRad Dev stream. iRad, how you been, folks? Be sure to click that heart. See this heart here? iRad Dev needs the love. I don't know if you need the love, but you can't help but loving this man. I can't help but loving iRad. I love iRad. You gotta click that heart. Click it harder. Click it harder. I can understand everything going on. It's crazy. I need to up my C# game. Gotcha. C# is, for what it's worth, I've gotten pretty good at C#, so my C# game is very C#-y and not, there comes like, once you start learning C#, it gets a little bit tricky. I came in just to say Control-D to select same tokens in Godot editor is actually pretty hard. Control-D. Oh, yo, oh, iRad. I love you, iRad. Points, add iRad. 10,000 points. Look at this. Remember when we were all saying, hey, it sucks that I have to rename this thing in a weird way. Look at this. Check this out. Control-D. Boom. Rename everywhere. Do you see that? Holy cannoli. That's 10,000 points right there, iRad. That's a lot of hats. That's sweet. Infinitani, enjoy your lurk. Thank you so much for hanging out. I only published one thing for a game jam I participated in this year. Everything else I did was more or less private. No worries. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Folks, be sure to go check out Sir Alex Grimm's work. I hope you'll consider joining to learn you a game jam. It only renames in that script. Yeah, you are correct. But it is the multi-management. Remind to all employees unsanctioned access. Very nice. Follow. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Folks, go check out Packet Overload. Thank you so much for Sir Alex. I gotta check it out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it renames only in this file, but it's the multi-cursor technique. It's my favorite, the multi-cursor. Look, we can hold Alt down, multi-cursor, Control-D. We'll just go ahead and highlight it. I do like that. All right, is colliding. Okay, here's what I wanna do. For on floor and not is colliding. We're gonna change the direction we're going. And there's a little bit of a something wrong with this. So we need our movement as well. We need our movement controller. This is just how I program. Some people don't like it. Why would you do such a thing? Movement controller here. And do movement controller dot direction. We're gonna swap the direction. All right, we're gonna swap the direction out here. You see that? We have to swap the direction, but this isn't quite right because we have to swap where our platform raycast is as well. VS Vim, or are we not in VS? We are in Count Oren. Welcome back. We are in Godot's editor. Is there a Vim emu for Godot? You can do Godot stuff in VS Code, so I'm sure we could use Visual Scripting, VS Vim, Visual Studio Code Vim, yeah. So that's some cool stuff we could do. Skydriver, I'm doing wonderful. How the heck have you been? Welcome back to the stream. What have you been up to lately? I hope you're having a beautiful day. What have you been doing? It's been great. Hang on. Give me just a second here. There we go. Skydriver, how you doing, friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope everything's been wonderful for you. Congratulations on your number 11. We're having fun with Godot here. All right, so this will almost work, I think. There's our enemy. Yeah, they hit the edge, and now they're like, I don't know what to do, because it needs to turn around there. Needs to turn around, and it's not turning around. I have a couple options I can think of. We have a platform check here. We need to move the platform check to the other side. And I'm not sure the easiest way to do this. The thought I'm having is we could have one on the left, we could have one on the right, and do it based off the direction we're moving. Godot has an LSP so you can hook it up to different editors, although I'm not very happy with it. It's a bit laggy. The language server, yeah, I've heard it's okay. Ooh, you know I love me some Q-less Skydriver. Feel free to go ahead and redeem a Q-less round if you'd like. We can play it. Zaft, welcome back to the stream. Great to have you here. Essentially, Smab, we're recreating the Tick 80 game a little bit here. Baked Tart, it's wonderful to see you as well. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for the Q-less redeem. Thank you so much for the Q-less redeem. Let's check that out. We're gonna turn on our dock cam here. On next, I might try it. Cool. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. Oh, there goes my controller. I hope that sounded bad. I don't know if you guys heard that crash, but my controller just fell. All right. So Q-less, for anyone who's not familiar, the behavior trees in Godot similar to Unreal. I haven't used Unreal. It's a good question. I actually haven't used Unreal. That's on my to-do list for this month. So our goal here with Q-less is to build out a 2D grid of words. The words have to be at least 3 letters long. So for example, ta is not a valid word, but tack. Tack? Is that a real word? Let's go with the word I know. Tar is a valid word. Tack might be with a C-K, I'm not sure. Cat's a valid word. So our goal is to put all of these together in one continuous grid. You're deep in code? Yeah, this is a good time to do it. Thank you so much for redeeming. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So oh, cat. Count Orange. Let's go with cat. Cat. All right, so we got a cat. We could add an R in there to get cart. Cart would work as well. We got a couple of M's. Z. We got zit. Zit is one we could do. We could do MVM market. M-A-R-K. Market. Market's pretty good. We could do fart nerd waffle. MMA, is MMA a word? Market. Mary Cat, great observation with market. I like that one. What do we do here? Fan, man. We got fan. We've got man. We got can. Well, it's pretty good UI for program behaviors, node base too. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I just haven't had a chance to check it out. Gotta get all of these in here. I'm guessing market, carrots. Maybe we could do something else with the Z. Does anyone see something else to do with the Z? If Z could go somewhere else, tick. T-I-C. Then we'd have to put it over here. Right? Tick. Mans. And then we have mark. Like this. We could do something like this. We're getting fizz. I think we need a second Z for fizz. Z-A. Zan isn't a word. Fez? Ooh, Fez is a good one. Fez is a great word. Can we find a way to put that in here? Fez is a really good word. Main and Fez, there we go. Intensi code with the win. Mary Cat, everyone else. Skydriver, Count Oren. Oh, awesome work. Let's add this to the Hall of Fame. We did it, folks. We did it. Let's get this added to the Hall of Fame here. Nice work. Take a screenshot. Thank you so much for the redeem. You know I love it. I love it. Copy this to our clipboard. Let's move this into our Discord here. Let's go into the Discord Hall of Fame. Folks, if you're not on the Discord, be sure to join the Discord so you can see all the going-ons. All the going-ons. Hall of Fame. Let's add it in. Boom. Boom. Tick, Mark, Maine, and Bez. Mick Z Tim is a word, right? Nerd Waffle, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd almost forgotten about that word. I hardly ever get a chance to use it, so I always forget it exists. I always forget that one exists. Nerd Waffle, how the heck have you been, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Did you know, Nerd Waffle, Captain Coder's learning you a game jam is coming up in just a few days? Just a few days, we'll be learning you a game jam. What's mane? Like a horse's mane. A horse's mane. Here, let's make sure that's true. Oh no. Define Scrabble dictionary. I think it is M-N-E. A long hair grown on and about the neck of some animals. It's my mane. Mane is correct. Okay. I got worried. I was like, oh no. Oh no. We done did it, folks. We done did it. And might be entering with a teammate this time. Awesome. Awesome. New word unlocked. Let's go. Let's go. See, we learn something new every day here. Every day here. So my question is, should I just do 2 raycasts? Should I just put one on the left, one on the right? The other thing I could do, transform -1. That didn't quite work. Uh-oh. Yeah, that doesn't work because there's no size on it. I could do the following. Here's something I could do. I could add a parent. Is there an add parent node? Add child node 2D. Okay, like this. This one's centered here, and now if I flip the X on this, see how it switches sides? So we can have this flip to the direction it's facing. To have this flip to the direction it's facing. So we have this ray cast here that flips the direction it's facing. Or I can add a second raycast. What do you guys think is better? What do you guys think? What should we do? Any thoughts? What do people think? Which one's better? Having this flip or adding the second one? IRADs with the flip. Let's do it. Okay. So what all right. +1 to the parent flip. Sweet. Okay. So I'm going to rename this up here to actually be our platform check. I'm going to make this our raycast 2D here. So it's inside. Position -1? No, that'll move it over 1 pixel. It's because I have it offset inside of here. I can, this makes it so it flips on the x-axis, right? So it flips on the x-axis here. So we have our platform check like this. Boom, boom, goes one way, goes the other. It has a raycast inside of it. Yeah, has a raycast inside of it. One benefit of doing it this way, I think, let's go into our platform patrol behavior. We're gonna pull these in here. So we have, I'm gonna need both of these. Come on. All right, I'm gonna need, well, that's annoying. Stop, there we go, platform check. And then our raycast here. Right. So we'll do this. This is gonna be a movement controller. This is just a node 2D, and this is a raycast 2D, like this. Raycast with capital C, apparently. Raycast 2D. I think what I like about this, is I can do the following. I can do platform check dot scale dot x is equal to movement controller dot direction. So it's going to put it the same. Is the raycast a vector? I'm not sure. Oh, I think the answer is yes. It's a 2D vector. I'm so new, but I'm pretty sure the raycast is a 2D vector. So it has a target position, so it has an X and a Y. So in this case, it's going 40 pixels down. I think so, Deep Space Renegade. We treat it as a vector 2, or you can think of it as a vector 2. Okay, so we have our platform check. It is flipped based on the direction we're moving. All right, so we put it in the right spot. Then we check here whether or not it is colliding. And if it is, we go ahead and swap it. I think this order depends on your definition of vector. Yeah, every point in a 2D plane is a vector in a way. Yeah, so it does depend on your definition. If you're thinking about vectors as, you know, 2 dimensions of an X, a 2D vector has 2 dimensions, an X and Y typically, then you can think of it that way. It has more information in it as well, though. But it's a vector that you can use to say, you can think of it as drawing a line segment and checking to see where that line, what collides with that line segment. How'd we do? Not so good. Not so good. Raycast 2D. Is colliding as null? Is colliding on a null? Okay. Raycast 2D. Did these not initialize properly? Print raycast 2D. Oh, Snabble, we're out here. I've been streaming off schedule quite a bit. We're promoting Captain Coders Learn You a Game Jam. And so I'm trying to reach a wider audience. So I've been streaming off schedule a whole bunch. APOC with the hat redeem. Let's get another hat on this deck. Let's go. Thank you for the hat redeem. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice and cozy. Hope you're having a beautiful day, APOC. Welcome into the stream. Happy Sunday. Oh, the selector is wrong because you changed the structure of the scene. I redragged it in. But let's double check that. If I go to my 2D here, I thought I redragged it in. Yeah. Oh, I changed this to a capital C. There we go. There we go. This is, I don't like the naming of these things. I wish there was a way I could do this that would say get node of type rather than using the name of this. But I feel a little bit okay because this is a like local scene. This is like a prefab type thing that we're gonna be able to reuse. I need a hat off the heap. Yeah, you can click on the node and say use unique name. It's Zaft. It's the fact that I renamed this. So I had a C here like this. So the thing that is slightly tricky is if I rename it like this, I want it to go into my scripts and update the references. That's what I want. In you know, the greatest dream I ever had, my greatest desire, my deepest, darkest desires is to have an editor that has amazing refactoring abilities. Because I can't make up my mind on anything. You can export variable with a type and then inject the variable. Ooh, TypeScript tea time. More advanced, but you can export the variable with a type and then inject the variable. I think that's kind of what I would like to be able to do. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Turn around. Oh, it's on the wrong side. That makes sense. This should be negative direction. No? Yeah, if we're going left, we want to be negative here. Okay. We need to give it a second to turn around. It's going too fast. Look at that. So it's like I'm trying to turn around, but I can't. Biggs the portals work. Very nice. Very nice. Moving controller that direction. This is a little bit disappointing. Do I need to do this? Hang on, is this what I have to do? There was some weird other thing. Why does that do it? I'm so confused. But there we go. We got ourselves Learn You a Raycast. Are you planning on them being able to go up and down platforms? I would need to add in a new behavior for them to do that, right? So the whole reason I added this patrol was to make them be able to fall. They'll still follow curved paths and stuff. Beegs, congratulations on your working portals, my friend. That's what I did for the other component. Is that the one where I told it to go find the node? Where did I do that? Was that in the stomp behavior? In this one, I did a get node like this, but it does it by the name still. Right? So it's still doing it by the name. But yeah, basically this is what I wanted them to be able to do. I wanted them to be able to patrol like this. Right? And I can bop them on the head. Some of the node system for their pathing. For example, the enemies turn around then when entering the collision of a node. That way you can have them patrol. Yeah, so we could have them, right? So that would be something we could do, sir. Sir Alex, we could potentially write a thing that says, okay, well, let's create a, okay. We have, all right, let's do it. We have platform patrol behavior, turn on bump behavior. Let's create a more intelligent like patrolling behavior, right? Platform patrol. Let's create one where we can set waypoints. Let's do one where we can set waypoints. What do you think about that? Right? So set waypoints is saying move here, then move here, then move here. We could do something like that. Having them go, I'd have to add in ladders. Yeah, so you could add in waypoints to it. I think turn on bump behavior did exactly what I was referring to. Gotcha. Yeah, the turn on bump does it. So it will. They'll still turn on bump, right? So I just had to add in another one. So turn on bump says if I bump into them, they turn around. They won't bump into me. So if I put two of these guys up there, they'll bump off of each other. So let's go into 2D. Let's go into our main scene. Let's add in a second enemy here. Okay. So these guys will bump off of each other like that. Right, so, but it's separate logic for it. One of them bumps, one of them is sort of like a bumping behavior. The other one is a different, like the logic for it's a little bit different. You could think, you could consider another enemy that wouldn't do that. So I'm thinking of like potentially some kind of bird enemy that you could say, well, it flies in down here, then it flies back. So there's nothing for it to bump into, but we have it patrolling back and forth. And then you can save custom waypoints for different behaviors. So you want an enemy to jump, then it will jump when entering that waypoint. Yeah. So that's what we did when we did it in Tick 80, right? So let me show you. Tick. Do I have this? Let's go to my itch page. Let's see. Do Tofu Land? There we go. So I'm kind of remaking this game that I made before, but in Tick 80. All right. So this is a game we made. I like the music so much that we're gonna turn that music on here. Desktop audio, turn you down a little bit. What's a Tick 80? Tick 80 is a fantasy computer. Let me see if I dropped my controller. Let's see if this will work here. Tick 80 is a fantasy computer. I teach a class on Tick 80. Uh-oh. It's not going to connect. Oh no, we'll have to do it with keyboard and mouse. That's okay. Love the sound when it boots up. Oh, I'm a big fan of Tick 80. I've been playing around with the source code of Tick 80 because I want to teach a class next year on Tick 80, but have it be a more robust tooling. All right, so Tick 80 here. All right, move left and right, X and Z to jump. Let's change our controls. Option. So kind of, it has hardware, It has kind of hardware limitations. Hang on, we're gonna do left, right. Did I save? Nope. Left, right, jump, run. Okay. This is a game we made. I'll show you the source code. All right, so it's if we close the game, we can actually go into our editor. And so it's Lua, but this is a game engine. It's a little tiny computer that has sprite sheets. So it's limited to 2 sprite sheets like this. So this is a limitation you have. It's limited to a tile map of this size. So Tile map here, this is each section. So you can move around in each section. Have tile maps like this. It has a sound editor, so all of the sounds, you can't like just put an MP3 in it or a WAV file. You have to generate all your own sound files in it like this. And it also has a music editor like this. But all of your stuff is like synthesized sound. So again, you can't do waveforms and stuff like that. You have to do it through waveforms is what I mean. So you have to specify what you want the waveform to be like. And so we made this game. I teach a class on TIC80. And this game is here. Yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool. And so we made this game, including all the music. I didn't make the sprites. Yeah, but in this, what I was going to show you is the way the AI works in this one, my enemies. I do exactly that. I have these nodes in the world. So this node here says spawn an enemy here. This S says go slow. This arrow says when the enemy walks into this arrow, go left. When it walks into this arrow, go right. I think I have one for jumping, but I don't use it. Yeah, I have I have a stay. It moves to a spot and stays. And now you're making it. But in Godot, essentially reusing the sprite, I'm reusing the sprite assets, right? So I'm reusing these assets to learn about it. But yeah, the way these guys work is they have a waypoint system, kind of. That's practically what I had in mind. You know what they say, great minds think alike. It's like, it feels like a very good way to do it. That's a little bit more. Reminds me, I was going to learn Libre Sprite to update your sprites in Catman. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, it's essentially, we made this game, all of this stuff here. There's no physics system in here. We programmed all of the like collision detection and stuff from scratch. In this, the respawning. We wrote our own sprite animation system. They don't have like an animation system built in. So in this one, we have all of the animation is sort of coded into it, right? So these are the enemy commands. It's saying sprite number 64 means go right. Sprite number 65 means go left. Sprite number 66 means slow. Sprite number 67 means fast. Sprite number 80 means stop. So that's what those mean. Those are like little things that we do. I could turn on our hitboxes as well. In the browser, hitting those buttons true. I did do all the code in this editor. I have to have both of these on, apparently. And it was like the experience, right? It's the same reason I'm using Godot's built-in editor as well. Look, we get 2 fonts. You don't like this font? What about this one? What about that font? Is that one better? Yeah, so anyway, that's one of the reasons. Apparently I have a bug in there, so I can't do debug here. That's okay. I wrote all this code in here like this. Oh, this driving me. I'm hitting page down because I want to scroll down faster. But yeah, we have all of the code written in here to do this game. So quite a bit of code. We have like animate. We set up our own timers, draw animation. So it's like all this code here is for animating a sprite. It says we go inside, we look inside of our animations, we find the speeds, we use all that stuff. So we wrote all the code to do animations. But my students have similar complaints to you, saying like, oh man, using this is rough. This font, these colors, this complexity here, debugging is really difficult. And so I actually want to take the source code for this and redo it. It's all in Lua too, yeah. I'm a big fan of Lua now. So I hadn't really used Lua before this. And I kind of fell in love with Lua in this. And now one of my classes, a Lua class, I think Lua is a really good starter language. It's so simple. I think it's a fantastic starter language. I code all in the TIC80. I love it. I love TIC80. Look, I love TIC80. I have a few... there's a few quality of life improvements that I think would be really nice. So I'm gonna write a Lua. I'm gonna make it so there's a Lua debugger attached to it, and I'm gonna make it so that way when the window resizes, these are the things I want to do. The editor itself can get bigger. So the font and stuff will stay the same, but if you make the window bigger, there's just more space for it. For programming a turtlebot. That's not bad, so I really like Lua. I think it's a really cool language. I love the concept behind Lua, but essentially that's what we're doing here, right? Is taking these things I've done before and saying, okay, how do I do it in this engine? How do I do it in that engine? How do I learn these things in these ways? What are the different ways we could do it? And this seems to be, I feel like this is a really good way to learn and solidify your knowledge. Don't just, do a thing and then move on to the next right away. Take your time to understand, well, how could I have done it better? Maybe there's better ways to do it. Maybe there are ways you could improve. I'm always looking for improvements in myself. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun in Godot here. It's fantastic. But yeah, we have this little script here. I want to make it so when these guys touch the player, that the player will die. I kind of want to make it so that the player will die and have to respawn. There's a couple spikes probably need to kill the player as well, but I want to make it so that the player can die, and then we need to respawn the player after they die. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do all of that, but I'm going to. Isn't it going to be too bleak to let the player die? That's not too bleak. It's a little sad. Here, watch. Let's look at the animation, the player death animation. It's a little sad. Animated sprite here. Let's add the death animation. Death. Oh, hang on. That didn't do what I wanted it to. New. Death. We'll add it in here. I want the player to die seems nothing a dev would say. Like, oh, let's kill all the children. That's the other one devs say a lot. Okay, and then these are 16. Here's something I find annoying in Godot. Scrolling to zoom doesn't work here. You have to hold control to zoom on this particular scene. And in some places you have to hold Alt and scroll to zoom. In some places it's just scroll to zoom. So zooming is different in every window in Godot, it feels like. All right, so this is our death animation here. So we'll attach our player. We have a death animation. We're gonna make it so for your job as an educator, is it like an online class or course? Do you teach somewhere specifically? I work at, and also Carva. Welcome into the stream. That's right. Sacrifice the child process. Start the demon process, right? Start the demons. The demon process. Get it going. Yes, the demon process. Kill -9. It's all of these things. Kids, when I teach my class I teach a class called Command Line Kung Fu, and we have a lot of fun with learning about, it's basically a class about Linux that's really fun. All the naming things and stuff. So I work at a school. It's 100% online school, but it's a middle school for ages 10 to 14. So kids do have to, they do have to like apply and sign up, but there's a year-round program, and then there's also a part-time program. But it essentially, in the United States, it would be considered middle school. So we have a 2-year full-time program, and then we have a bunch of part-time. So we have students actually from ages 7 to like 16 in our program, in the part-time program. Super, super fun. And I have a blast doing it. Okay. I am in the United States. The school is an international school. So it's not, we have students all over the world in our school. So it isn't, I am in the United States, but it's online. The school is remote, and it's an international school that allows, it's what you would call an independent international school. So our students have to pay a tuition to join, and that funds the school. So our player is going to have a living behavior on it. Oh, it already had a living behavior. Great. All right. So with the living behavior here, let's check. And I'm pretty sure that if we mark the player as dead, I'm not 100% sure if this will work, but we'll find out. Oh, it's not going to send the signal, actually. I can still have my player here. If I go to my living behavior on my player, and I make the player dead, you will see they switch to the dead animation here. I want to have it, I need to slow that animation down. The death animation, we'll do 10? No, 1. And then this one doesn't loop. So that our animation goes, that's not what I wanted, but that's okay. I can still do it here. Remote, player, living behavior. There we go. So they'll flip upside down like that when they get killed. And we're gonna make the player like fly off the screen and fall off to the bottom. Okay. So in our living behavior, the script itself has a method called kill. And so we're going to do kill here, and what it does, it sets all the collision stuff. Ooh, this is interesting. It's going to destroy our camera, because our camera's inside the player. We might have to do something special for the player death. Do you have conflicts with educational systems of some country? I'm not sure how it works, but I assume to be a school you have to teach specific curriculum and be accredited, not too knowledgeable in this. It depends. So this is why I say we have what's called, we have our full-time program and then we have a part-time program. The part-time program, students don't attend like instead of regular school. They attend in addition to regular school. And for the full-time program, we do have requirements for our full-time program, and those students attend instead of full-time school. Because we are what's called the middle school, it has a little bit less stringent restrictions, and that's because students will leave our school to go to a high school, and then high schools is like right before university. There are much more strict, and so this is why our full-time program is only 2 years, and we limit it to ages 10 to 14. So that's one of the reasons we do that. I hope that answers your question. Okay. I'm gonna end up freeing this node if we do it this way. We may need to override this for our player. So I don't want to destroy the player. Is there a signal? Yeah, I think we still need a signal. I need to add a signal to this to say when it's destroyed, we need to do something for respawning. We could also add the player death behavior, or like make a subclass of this or something. I need to change. We don't want to completely get rid of the player, I think. We want to move the player to the start of the level or the last spawn point is more of what we want to do here. And yeah, so I think I want to make a way to override the behavior of this. Sir Alex, it depends on the state. So not every state has the same requirements. In some states, it's 2 years. In the United States, this is. Some states, it's 2 years. So in United States, we have a 13-year pre-university school system. So they start in what's called K, and then we have 1 through 12. So K and then 1 through 12. Some schools are K through 6. Some schools are K through 5. Some schools are just 6. So when you talk about like the lower end, some schools are 6, 7, 8. Some schools are 6 through 12. I used to work at a school that was K through 12. And so every grade kind of has different requirements. And so it's a little bit different. I would say most middle schools are 2 or 3 years long. I don't know if that answers your question, but it depends on your state's requirements. So there's 50 states in the United States. Every state can have its own way of handling it. And then in the federal system, it says, well, you have to do 13 years K through 12. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it gives the states some power to decide how their education system works within sort of a broader system. What I want to do here is I think I want to define a function, and I'm wondering if it's possible to overload this function. And maybe it needs to be a variable, but on timeout like this. So say you have a student with 3 years of middle school, and after finishing your 2-year school, are they able to do the last year in a conventional school, or do they have to start middle school again? Good question. Most of our students who are in the full-time program apply to the 9th grade. So they apply to a school that does 9, 10, 11, and 12. So most high schools in the United States, there's 9 through 12, so it's usually called freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. This is called high school. So most of our students that leave our full-time program are applying to a 9th grade program. Many of them, and it turns out the requirements are interesting. You don't actually have to finish grades K through 8 to start 9. There's just, you have to pass, the school has to accept you. Or if you're in a public school system, it's just sort of like the pattern there. But typically our students apply to another independent high school for the 9th grade. TV Josh, it's not age-based in the United States. Typically you think of it as age, but it's actually based on whether or not you've met a standard of, they call it the standard of excellence. So every grade has a certain number of requirements that students are supposed to meet. And in the United States, if you start at K, that's usually age 5. So you usually start kindergarten at age 5. And then you do grade 1 at age 6, 2 at 7, 3, etc., etc. But it's not age-based. M125 Game Dev, welcome in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 hats today. You have knowledge in that department regarding the ability to continue learning. I haven't. It's a good question. Most of our full-time students, next year is going to be different. That's a great question. I don't know. Yeah, we got the IKEA hat there. We got the bonus IKEA hat. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. For 500 channel points, you can add a hat to the stack. Yeah, that's right. So I wish I had more information. I'm not familiar with the intricacies of the education system in other countries. Unfortunately, I don't know that much more. M125 Game Dev. M125 Game Dev has followed me today now. M125 Game Dev, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Happy to have you here. And yeah, TV Josh, in the United States, you can actually finish high school way before you're 18. You can actually get what's called, they call it a GED, but if you're under the age of 18, you can actually take what's called I think it depends on your state, but in the state I grew up in, you could take what's called the high school competency test. And it's just a test you take to opt out of high school. And then you can basically apply to colleges and stuff. You guys are mainly United States based, or rather most of your students are. It's surprising how many students, I would say our full-time program is 90% United States, 90% American students. Our part-time program, I would say, is very diverse. Very, very diverse worldwide. But the part-time program is the one that has much less strict requirements. So on timeout, I'm gonna make the default one do this. On timeout. What I want to do here, what I want to do is, in my player, I would like to have this use a different on timeout. And I feel like a subclass would be okay. So I'm going to extend this. I'm going to call this player living behavior. And this is going to be a class name player living behavior. But thank you for all your questions. Are you getting paid well? I heard that teachers have really crappy salaries over in the US. So I make $70,000 a year as a teacher, which is, I think, quite good for a teacher. When I was a software engineer, I was making about $250,000 a year. So it's a massive pay cut from being a software engineer. But I love teaching, and I was ready to be done as a software. That said, that was like middle of my career as a software engineer, working at a bunch of different startups. So the answer is, I make decent money for a teacher, and one of the challenges that schools have in hiring good computer science technology teachers, you can make way more money elsewhere. So it's a major problem. And one of my passions is trying to make it more accessible. So we're going to extend this. To override a function in GD scripts, do I just do function? Do I just redefine it here? It's not, yeah, it's not directly. It's in the United States. You can make a ton of money in the United States as a software engineer, switching from company to company as a software engineer. If you stay at the same company, you will stagnate and make less money. So if you really like your job and you want to stay at that job, you will make less money. That's just how it works, unfortunately. Yeah. Is it comfortable pay for the state you live in? Yes. I know for some states this amount is close to poverty, right? In New York City, this would be next to poverty. Yeah. No chance though to boost my salary. Switch every max 2 years is unfortunately the strat ever. Yeah, it sucks, Zaft, right? It sucks, but that is how you level up your pay. Your company will, they have really dumb policies in place that sort of prevent you from leveling up at your own company. In the United States, it's rough. It's rough. So I was going to change our player living behavior. All right, so let's add in a player living behavior. And our playing living behavior, I say print in player. So I want to try something here that when our player dies, is it going to do this? This is a game I'm making. M125 game dev. I am learning how to program. Ooh. Something's gone wrong here. I bet our animated, I just changed this. Our animated character controller is now looking for, this is annoying. It's looking for this. I do need to rename this. I hate this. All right, let's rename. It's not really a living behavior. Like this. We're just making a little platformer. We're learning about it. So this is what it is. This is what we have so far. We have a character here. I'm working on adding in when these guys touch the player to kill the player. The player doesn't die right now. The player can kill these guys by jumping on them. The spikes don't work yet, but it's just a little, the jump is super floaty, TV Josh. The jump is super floaty. Absolutely. That's another thing I was like, I need to change the gravity on my player to be less floaty. Absolutely agree with you. It's not okay. In my world, it's not okay. I want it to be way, it's like bubble bobble jumps. It is super bubble bobble jumpy. All right. So my living behavior here. So M125 in the spirit, I'm running a game jam. So Captain Coder's Learning a Game Jam is coming up on June 19th. Okay, so June 19th, we're doing Captain Coder's Learning a Game Jam. Need to update this video. I need to update that. But $950 in prizes in this game jam. So that crashed your Twitch, the platformer there. But let me have this guy tell you all about it. Folks, if you're not sure what Captain Coder's Learning a Game Jam is, if you want to learn something new, if you want to learn anything about game dev, check this out. Hello and welcome to Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator, and Captain Coder wants you to learn something new about game dev, whether it's your first time programming, whether it's the first time doing pixel art, whether it's the first time making music, whether it's the first time working on a team. I want you to learn something new because in this community, we learn and code and grow together as a crew. In this game jam, the goal isn't to make the best game possible. The goal is to learn as much as possible, and I believe you can do it. And when you submit a game to this game jam, you are encouraged to also submit a devlog, blog, or vlog describing the resources you used, what you learned, and how others can utilize it. That said, just by submitting a devlog, vlog, or blog, you are entered to win $50. We're going to be doing 5 drawings here. 5 unique people will win $50 just by learning something new and sharing it with the community. Additionally, myself and 2 other guest judges will be reviewing all of the devlog, vlogs, or blogs to see which one we think is the most educational and won beautiful person is going to win $250, and it could be you just for learning something. So join the Discord, check us out on Twitch, and we hope you have a wonderful time with this game jam. We'll see you there. That's right, everybody. Captain Coder's Learning Game Jam coming up in 9 days, 17 hours, 48 minutes, 22 seconds. It's coming up. Be there or be a square, folks. Learn anything you want. Learn something new. Step out of your comfort zone. Maybe you do 2D stuff. Time to learn some 3D stuff. Maybe you've never done pixel art. Learn some pixel art. Maybe you want to make a board game. Make a board game. This game jam isn't about making the coolest game. It's about learning as much as you can and sharing it with the community. There's going to be 5 $50 drawings, 2 $250 grand prizes, and 3 $100 prizes for runner-ups. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. I hope you'll check it out. No worries. From someone who can have, it's an opt-in. You don't have to opt in to win. If you just want to join the game jam to have fun, go for it as well. Sir Alex asked, curious, you said you teach Lua using console terminal. Do you also teach C#? Yes. So I mostly teach C# classes. That's the main thing I teach. And I'm not accredited, so I actually went to graduate school and have a degree in computer science education. So it's a very specific degree. I did that because I wanted to become a teacher. It turns out it's really hard to be a computer science teacher in the United States unless you want to teach math and then do like robotics on the side. So I'm not accredited, but the school I'm at is what might be referred to as an experimental school. And so I am actually doing computer science education research at my school, where I'm developing curriculum, trying out new things, doing a bunch of stuff to try and make the best educational process. I actually think computer science education is one of the areas that is incredibly lacking right now in the world. And so how can we make it better? Learn Blender. Yeah, I'm planning to learn some Blender. Lurka, welcome back to the stream, folks. If you want to check out an awesome game streamer, got to check out Lurka. Lurka, how you been? Thank you so much for being here, folks. Attention all lurkers. See this heart right here? If you want to watch a fun gamer, go check out Lurka. She plays all kinds of fun games. Was watching her play Final Fantasy 16 a bunch. I watched her play God of War, the second God of War. It's like the 6th God of War game, the second God of War game there. Go check her out, Lurka. I hope you've been well. Folks, I do have to take a quick break. We've been going for almost 100 minutes here, a little bit more than 90 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to hop back into our tofu game. We're going to hop back in, and we're going to Godot it. Oh, you said about computer science educated in public schools. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get more computer science in public schools. Have a beautiful day, M125. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hope to see you again real soon. Have a beautiful day. Keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. Folks, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back. Don't go anywhere. Captain Coder will return. Be right back. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out, Captain Coder. We're back here. We're back in Godotting it. We're Godotting it. Godotting it up. Godotting it. Oh, hang on, I forgot a plate. Hang on, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're back for real. I just needed a spot to put my my huge tea bag once I got some Earl Grey tea here. Delicious, tasty Earl Grey. Just want it to be here so it can steep. After it's steep, I need a little place to put that bag when I'm done. So true regarding the outdated curriculum for computer science, at least in my country. I don't know how it is in the US, but I study CS in my country and it's badly outdated. Probably not as bad as in the US. Our lecture materials and books are all back in 2005. I even saw some that were from 2002, not fun at all. The only thing that isn't outdated is something that can't be algorithms, math, microelectronics, etc. Everything else is god awful, rather even worse. Yeah, so when I was in, I actually went to school to be a music teacher. I wanted to teach music. And then I ended up switching to be a computer science major. And I really felt, I'd been programming for a long time prior to that. And I just couldn't believe how terrible the education was. Having gone through an education degree previously, I couldn't believe how terrible the education was at the university level compared to music education, the degree I got prior to that. And I just couldn't believe it. So I had to, I spent a lot of time wanting to build my own curriculum, and I spent a bunch of time as a teaching classes at university level, and then building curriculum for summer camps, specifically a company called ID Tech. I worked for them for several years doing curriculum development, and I fell in love with it. And then I discovered I could do computer science education was a whole field, and I've gotten to something called intelligent tutoring systems, and really, really enjoyed that. And now I'm here. I worked in the software industry for a long time just because I couldn't get a really decent paying job, a living wage job doing education, until I had found the school I'm at now. Sadly, so many classes are spillover for kids who didn't have an option for another elective. Yeah, for far too many, they don't want to be there. So the kids who do want to learn get the short end of the stick. Absolutely. That has been my experience working in public schools. The teachers get frustrated and burned out. That was my experience as a music teacher. I wasn't cut out for it. I'm having a beautiful day, Lurka. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure to see you. The programming side of things in universities is pretty bleak. In a couple European countries I had contact with as well. Gotcha, Zaft. That sounds, it's a sad state of affairs. And, one of the big things that I am trying to do, is work on creating curriculum and then going to conferences and going to places and sharing the curriculum I have and trying to help people create better curriculum. I think the concepts, algorithms, and math are useful and should remain so, but all the practical courses that do actual programming should be changed. Depends on the course, right? So I think there's different things going on. I don't know, I have mixed feelings. I have a lot of feelings about it. Computer science degree versus a software engineering degree versus a programming degree. Computer science is actually kind of completely its own thing. Programming is a small part of computer science. Programming is a small part of computer science. Programming is a whole other field in my mind. So it's really, really interesting. And the state of it is interesting and needs a lot of work. When I studied CS, my school focused on algorithms and concepts that don't change. I felt it was quite good. I felt that way about a lot of my fundamental courses. The drawback was I had little useful skills when I left school, but what I learned is still relevant 30 years later. Now, I think that's one of the big challenges, right? How do you prepare someone in college? How do you give them the value? As a person who has done a computer science degree, both undergrad and grad school, has gone through those courses, I feel that the things I learned are invaluable. I felt the state of how it was taught was horrible. I basically taught myself those things in 90% of my classes through the books that we had. And many of the people that took those classes, I found out I wanted to be a computer science educator. I found out very quickly that the classes are being taught by people doing research. So when I got to a PhD program, people doing research are basically one of the requirements at the university is to teach classes. They don't want to teach, and they just use the same lecture materials that they've been using for 20 plus years. In many cases, I think there are very few good university teachers who actually care about teaching young people about the field. Instead, it's just sort of this sink or swim type thing that you just get jumped in and that you're expected to learn it and then pass the test. And many of the schools have such a large number of students that they play the number games where they say, well, 20% of our students just fail. Here we get terrible situation where many people go all the way to PhD and leave with extremely outdated skills regarding the professors. Yeah, so that was something that I quickly became disenchanted with. I thought I wanted to be a PhD and get a PhD and become a professor. And I quickly became disenchanted with that idea, meeting professors, actually having professors who were mentors and stuff like that, realizing, oh, these guys don't care about education at all. No wonder it's so bad, is what happened in my mind. And I said, this can't be fixed at the university level. This needs to be fixed at the younger level. We need to create curriculum for young people. I think starting at the age 7 to 10 is a perfect place to start learning the programming skills. When you get to college, when you get to university, learning about a lot more of the technical details, you can do that there. I agree with you regarding the professors. Here we get terrible. Sorry, I missed it. Or are you adding 2 more things? Sorry, I missed it, Alex. I think the concepts, algorithms, and math are useful and should remain. Sorry, oh, you're just saying 2 different comments? I'm not sure. I don't quite understand. I apologize. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Oh, that tea's good. That tea is good. Earl Grey tea. Mary Cat, you and I know how. Mary Cat, you know where it's at. With that Earl Grey every day. Put it in your mug. Drink it up. Not just in the US. Yeah, I think it's true, Nerd Waffle. I think it's very, very true. I'm just very passionate about teaching and how you teach. A lot of people aren't as passionate about it as I am. So our player living behavior here, I want to trigger the player being killed by an enemy. So the enemy itself, I want to add in a behavior here to an enemy that is a kill player on touch behavior. All right, so the enemy has a kill player on touch behavior. We'll be able to put this on spikes. We'll be able to put this on enemies. We'll be able to put it on projectiles. Kill player on touch. Kill player on touch behavior. I don't know nothing about no higher education. I'm a hooligan with a laptop. Deep Space Renegade. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being a hooligan with a laptop. In fact, I encourage it. Encourage it. Wish I had a laptop when I was a kid. A lot of teachers, but I learned nothing for years. I think a lot of people become disenchanted, disenfranchised with the whole system when they feel like they're being left behind, when they feel like they're not getting value out of their classes, for sure. All right, so let's go into our enemy character. We're going to add to our enemy character here a kill player on touch behavior. Kill player on touch behavior. The great professionals I work with, yeah. I'm going to add a tag, or they're called groups in Godot. I'm going to add a group to our player, and it's going to be called player. Let me copy that. And we're going to say when we're going to need our body as well. So we're going to have our character body. I've been in many fields, and there are lots of people who don't want to show others what to do or train or teach. They just want people to get it, which is fair because of a lot of people don't realize that teaching is a skill. Absolutely. Knowing your stuff is not enough. Being able to have the time, patience, and willingness to help others learn is teaching. Speaking of people just want you to get it, this is one of the most frustrating experiences I ever had during my PhD program. I was talking to a professor, one of my mentors, about how I wanted to develop curriculum. And I was spending a lot of time of how we make these assignments in a way that flows well, doing what's called backwards design. Backwards design is planning curriculum, saying what are the outcomes I want from this project, and then work your way backwards, say what are the skills that get us there? What are the skills that get us there? Thank you so much for being here, JD. So backwards design is when you design, what are the outcomes that I want? Okay, then you design the project for that, rather than designing a project just because it's a cool project. What are the outcomes that we want from this project? And I remember talking to a professor, one of my mentors, about this assignment I wanted to put together for the class that I was a GA for, graduate assistant for. And the professor said, "You're wasting all your time doing this. You know, this is because, in my experience as the professor, in my experience, there's a thing called the clue that students need to have to do well. And some students have a clue and the other ones don't have a clue." And that was their mental model for education. I shouldn't waste my time because too many of these students don't have a clue. And the question you guys say is like, why don't they have a clue? It's because you are a terrible instructor. You would help them find the clue, give them the resources to get from point A, B, C until they're able to find that information. JD, welcome into the stream. Great to have you here. I hope you've been well, folks. You guys don't know JD. Fantastic software engineer, game development.
Like you're talking with Captain. Let me see if I could do my Captain
Does impressions.
I am not the Captain, but my eyebrows also move in a way like the Captain.
Thanks, JD. Mary Cat, we call it with itness. So, yeah, it's sink or swim. It's very frustrating. I agree that most teachers at my school didn't care about teaching, but I think the selection of what we was taught was good. Should have learned a bit. Source control, though. Yeah, per force or clear case. They just know, and it just know that they're no teaching. You are just a babysitter. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating as a person who is passionate about teaching people things. We need a give clue button, right? Need the clue button. JD, how have you been? How was your stream earlier today? I'm sorry I missed it. Wish I could have been there. Been kind of busy today. And we're out here promoting Learn You a Game Jam, folks. Okay. We have an enemy body. I'm just going to change this to character body. And we're going to say that this is a character body 2D. My character body, kill player on touch behavior. Okay. So I want to... Do I have my movement controller? Hang on. Movement on collision. Okay, so we have a collision with our movement. I've always told my student that hard is where you begin, and if you find something you love and enjoy the challenge, then you can always grow from there. Some people want to build the basics from the simplest elements, but there are students who get bored and lost in that style. There's different learning styles as well. I came over because another streamer I watched recommended you as a streamer and advertised your game jam. The streamer is Fox Hollow Games. Let's give a shout out to Fox Hollow Games. Incredible. That's another incredible person. Shout out. Thank you so much for telling us, Sir Alex. I'm glad you're here. Fox Hollow Games, another incredible streamer, folks. Be sure to give him some love. Click that heart. Go check out Fox Hollow Games. Joyous One. What a cool name. Thank you so much for the follow. Have you met Joyous? 01, you're so much fun, you know. Joyous, thank you so much for following the captain today. Joyous, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the academy. So our movement controller, part of me feels a little bit weird about this being in our movement, but that's okay. We have an on collision signal that we can register on. So rather than being on my character body here, let's go back to my kill player script. I'm working in GD script. So I'm using a game engine called Godot, and I'm learning about GD script. This is my first time using GDScript, by the way, so I'm pretty new to it. I want my movement controller here. And my movement controller, when we start up, I'm gonna register on my movement controller. Movement controller.connect. We're gonna connect, oh, not movement controller connect. See, this is where type safety would help me out here. Movement controller dot on collision dot connect. I want to say when a collision happens, do a thing. Is Godot a specific scripting language as I understand it? Yes. GDScript is a Godot specific scripting language. It's part of the engine. It reminds me of Python. I'll say it's Python-esque, but it isn't Python. Movement controller on collision. Our movement controller. This takes a kinematic collision 2D. It's gonna have a kinematic collision. So this is gonna be our character body on the player. And we're gonna pass this off to a function here. Handle collision. Like this. Collision. I'm aware that it's dynamically typed. Yeah. Yeah, it is dynamically typed. So you can have some sort of type safety. Yeah, so we can there's a little bit of static typing. It has a static typer. Same with Python. Python, you can specify types. A lot of language you can specify types, and then you can pass it through a static analysis tool. And so Godot has a static analysis. I should maybe turn on, I didn't realize this was in here, but we can turn on static typing. So you can change static values to errors, so that if you're calling things and it, make your stuff in your GDScript. Where's the GDScript menu? GDScript. There we go. So you can turn on stuff here and make it warnings and like actually show you stuff to make it a little bit more safe. I'm very, very used to using statically typed languages. C# is one of my favorite languages right now. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Tony, welcome in. Congratulations with your number 15. Not too shabby. So what I want to do on this collision is I want to get collision dot get collider. So this is going to be the object that we're colliding with. And then there's a get group, I believe. So this is where the static typing starts falling apart in my mind. Tony, thank you for the hat. Let's get another hat on this stack. Let's go. Thank you for the hat. There it is. Thank you so much for the hat. Tony, I hope you've been well. And I'm going to go take a peek at, I did this once before. This is me not being super familiar with Godot. And control backspace, is that how I get this side? How do I get this side thing to open up again? Control backslash. That did not work. That's forward slash control backslash. There it is. Dragon Dust, great to see you. Happy Sunday. Hope you've been well. Yeah, we're out here promoting Captain Coder's Linear Game Jam, so I hope you guys will consider joining it. An arrow at the bottom of the script tab. Ah, thank you, Lion Master. Awesome points. Add Lion Master. 500 points. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. I didn't know that was a thing. Now I know. TIL. Today I learned. We get a collider. I want to... Is get group the function I'm gonna call? I can't remember. So this is where things like in a language, I can't go see what get group is. If I come over here, I can come up and say, okay, well I know inherent from object, get collider. Oh, it's because this returns just an object. I know that the object that I'm getting happens to be a node 2D. Node, in fact, it happens to be a character body 2D. Var x. I can do this. And in my node 2D, I'm pretty sure I can do get group. No, is it in node? In node, get group. Get group. How did I do it before? How did I do it before? Has group, something like that. Are you yourself going to participate in your jam just for funsies? Yeah, my plan is to learn about Blender, I haven't done 3D models before, so I want to do Blenders. Get tree, JD, thank you. So I got to do get tree first. I am planning to participate and learn about Blender. That said, you win by learning. Are you looking for get tree.get nodes in group? Hang on, I want to, and I've done it in another file. All right, so it's going to be get tree dot get. I want to know if it has a specific group. No dot has. All right, get tree dot has group layer. I want to do this. Get collider, get tree has group. Is in group. Is in group. Oh, it's a top level function. Can I do it on? I think this will work. I think this is what I did before in my stomp enemy. Collider is in group. There we go. Yeah, so get collider, do it this way. All right, so let's close. I want to say if this is the player, bear object. I don't know what to call this. Collider collision dot get collider. I know this is a node. And now I think I can do collider dot is in. So this is what's so weird to me. Notice this drives me a little bit nuts here. Grandma, thank you for the lurk. Sir Alex, absolutely. So here's what I say. Sir Alex is asking, do you find yourself making progress on your game slower than working by yourself with all the chat going on? Absolutely. What I will say is I'm more productive. Streaming does not make me more productive. Streaming makes me more motivated. Streaming, I learn more. One of the things about streaming is I learn more from the chat. So it's like the ultimate pair programming experience. But you know about collision layers? I am aware of collision layers. Ooh, so you're suggesting we check to see if it's a collision. Can we ask get collision layer? So this would be better if I could say, what layer are you on? That would be preferable. That would be preferable. Thank you for the hat, Dragon Dust. Let's get a hat added to this stack. I have more fun hanging out with the chat as well. I'll say that. Hallen Franco. Hey, Hallen? H. Allen Franco. Let me know how to pronounce that. Hallen Franco. I'd like to thank you. Thank you today. Thank you tomorrow. Thank you all the time. Thank you for the follow. Perhaps you procrastinate less when streaming. That's a trap when working on your lonesome. Yeah. I was thinking if you set the spikes mask to the player level, the player layer to the player, you don't need to check. So this is actually a script that's going to be attached to an enemy. An enemy and also to a spike and anything that can destroy the player. Anything that if the player bumps into it. But I could say, yeah, both ways work. Can I say which collision mask we are colliding with? So can I do, so that if I can say get which mask, create a hitbox script, add an area. I could do that. So this is one of the cool things about programming, right? There's so many different ways to do it. There's so many different ways to do it. Enjoy your rest, Sigian. Thank you so much for hanging out. Deals damage / kills. Yeah. And I still need it. It would only detect the player or even enemies. So I want to get... I'm thinking to see if I like that strategy. Adding more colliders doesn't necessarily feel like the nicest solution to me. I tend to move my stuff into code more than it having like more objects, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing to add the more objects. I'm not sure you can ask that question. It's really what you can ask, which layer the body you collided with exists. Yeah, I want to know which layer it thinks it's hitting. Yeah, so so I can get the collider and then ask which. I like that. Get the collider. It's weird that this thing is an object because it has a collider inside or something. I know it happens to be a player body. Yeah. Not very performant heavy if that's why you're worried about it. I'm not worried about it, and then the code becomes more flexible. So what I have here is a signal, right? So I'm trying to do it in this way. I have a signal here that says when something bumps into other stuff. So I can just say, oh, well, when I bump into something, check to see what I bumped into. That's sort of what I'm doing here. I'm trying to reuse this so I don't have to add in. All right, now I need to have this other thing. So that would be every time I add an enemy, every time I add a new object, that thing has to get more objects added to it. So now I have to add an area 2D that is slightly bigger than the bounding box, right? So now, in addition to this collision shape, I have to have another collision, like a collision area that is a slightly different shape than my collision shape here. Is that not true? So I already have a collision shape here that's attached to my character body. I could add in another, so I could add like an area 2D. All right, so I could add in another one. And that would be painful considering how you've done things so far. If you have an area and attack box, then connect that area signal to the on body. I don't have an area. I don't have an area. With an area 2, you can use the built-in function on body entered. I don't have an area. Motzi! Welcome into the stream. Hope you've been well. Folks, if you guys want to check out another incredible streamer, check out Motzi Makes. Fabulous stuff. It's not a right-wrong thing. You are relying on the physics body. Carry on. Yeah, so it's like there are different approaches I could take, right? There are different approaches. This is the approach I've chosen to use, and it's the system that's working for me. All of my things rely on this right now. And that's what I was saying. I tend to, because, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I tend to lean heavy into the coding aspect of things because I have so much programming background that I trust my coding skills. And so it's not necessarily bad. I could go the other way. But I have so much confidence in my programming, I tend to like avoid doing stuff in the editor. But for the enemies, then you don't need to change the code to add it to spikes. I don't have to change the code to add. No, this is going to work on spikes too. This is going to work 100% on spikes. Good. So check it out. Is that true? Oh, you know what? You might be right. You're right. This sucks. Just want to share something regarding my games for all future game devs for game jams. I'm planning to have an overall overarching universe lore, and I think this actually gives a lot of opportunities. You know what, Lion Master? You're absolutely right. I think you're correct. I think Aspect gives a lot of opportunity to improve the games themselves by immersing the player into the universe more. In fact, it was a big point of my game jam submission. After coming up with the gameplay, I decided to give it a purpose and storyline to say. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Have you shared that on our Discord, Sir Alex? I'd love to know more about that. Maybe we can look at it in one of our showcases. Lion, you are correct. This is relying on the movement control and the character body. I think it actually makes more sense to add in an area. Exactly. And it's like when this thing touches player, it's not like when attacking. So my plan, Lion Master, just so you know, my plan was to do this, and now I'm realizing now that you've said these things, oh, there's going to be a problem here. There's going to be a problem here in which